Darling, you send me, I know you send me.
So today's Thursday the 19th of December, and I'm picking up my first excavator today, so just about to head off to Focus Machinery in Bayswater, which is who I'm buying it from. So I'll take you along and we'll see what happens.
Darling, you send me, I know you send me. Darling, you send me, I know you send me. Darling, you send me, darling, you send me, I know.
So I've just rocked up here at Focus Machinery in Bayswater. I've got to head into the office to finalise a bit of paperwork, sign some documents, pay the deposit and all that stuff. And then I'll load up the excavator on the trailer and head home. I don't know how much I'll be able to film in there. They're probably going to be pretty busy, but I'll try and get as much as I can on camera, and we'll go from there. So I've just loaded up the excavator. I couldn't really film anything in there, it was just flat out. It's the last day of trading for them, so everyone was returning machines, paying accounts. It was just flat out, so didn't want to muck around and annoy them with a camera in their face. So I've got it loaded up, I'll take it home, unload it, and then I'll walk around it, explain how I've got to where I am, and what Focus has done to help me out on such short notice. Basically, they sold me a machine that wasn't for sale, and got it all done in like within a week. I don't even think it was a week of contacting them first. So yeah, we'll head home and I'll show you around.
Send me, I know you do. Send me, I know you do. Send me, I know you do. Send me, darling, you send me, I know you send me. Darling, you send me, darling, you send me, darling, you send me, darling, you send me.
So I've offloaded the excavator, and I'll give you a quick run through. So it's just a standard 1.7 ton mini excavator, pretty standard setup. It's just got the half hitch, ripper, 3 buckets. It's got a 1 meter muddy, 450 digging bucket, and 300 digging bucket as well. I think with the tracks together it's 990 wide, so it can get through 1 meter wide gates pretty snug, but it can do it. And then apart, that they're together now, when they're apart they're about 1250 or thereabouts. I think it's 2350 or 2340 high, so it just gets through the garage, which is pretty convenient. Only about 20 mil to spare, but yeah, it's not in bad nick. It's only got 630 hours on it from Focus, so they turn their machines over pretty frequently just to keep them in good nick and make sure their customers have good machines to use. So it's fully civil site spec compliant. So yeah, it's not bad. Controls, it's got a little screen and stuff, so not too bad. I'd like to finish off the vlog by thanking a few people that have been pretty important to growing RDH to where it is today, and in particular buying the excavator. Firstly, thanks to Mum and Dad, the rest of the immediate family, extended family, and my closest friends. They've just always given me their full support, encouraged me to follow my dreams, work hard. Sometimes that meant missing family events, coming home from work late, missing all sorts of things, having to reschedule things. So thanks to all them, family and friends, but in particular mum and dad, of course, for raising me and giving me a good work ethic, but also letting me live at home for free and everything like that, which is pretty handy. But take up half the backyard with all my gear, the excavator, the trailers, take up half the garage as well. So thanks mum and dad, really appreciate it, I love you. The second thank you that I've got is another pretty big one, and that goes to Jerry from Focus Machinery. Basically Jerry listed a couple of these U17 1.7 ton excavators online on Facebook, and the night of him posting, I sent him a message to say that I was interested in buying one. And so we were talking from then on. We organised for the next week, I think it was a Tuesday or something, or Monday, go in and have a look, operate the machine, check it all out. And at that stage he had another guy interested to buy both the machines he had available. And then basically he had interest in 3 machines but only 2 for sale. And this other guy, he got approval for a loan to buy both, and Jerry said, well, they're both yours, but he didn't want to leave me without a machine. He wanted to look after me, so he basically put this machine up for sale that he wasn't thinking about selling. Great nick, same number of hours, virtually the same price. He didn't have to do it, but he just did it out of looking after another small business, and he cares about Focus's reputation for looking after the guys in our industry, even the little guys. So put this machine up for sale and looked after me really well. The whole team at Focus took care of things and made sure it all happened on time. I think from getting approval from the bank to taking delivery of the machine was like 6 days, which was pretty nuts. And he also got a bit creative, so I could take it home a bit earlier than I otherwise would have, which is really appreciated. Helps me make money, and it means I'll definitely go back to Focus and hire from them again. I couldn't recommend them highly enough. They got your back, and they look after everyone in the industry. So thanks very much, Jerry and the team at Focus Machinery. I really appreciate your efforts on getting this one over the line within a week of Christmas. So pretty crazy time of year, but yeah, thank you. Thanks to Duncan Hadaway and Phil Greenaway from CBA, Commonwealth Bank. They're who I got my financing through. They were both really good at responding to emails, phone calls, everything about my application for a loan, and then once I got approval, how we get the money across to Focus. It was the first time I've ever taken out or applied for financing, so I'm sure I asked some dumb questions without realising, but they were always really good at explaining how it all works and answering all the questions and queries I had. And they worked really well with Jerry as well, communicating, making sure things got done on time. I was probably a little bit pushy considering it was the lead up to Christmas, but they got it all done, and they were patient and helpful, so that was fantastic. So thanks Duncan and Phil, really appreciate that too. So that's a wrap for the buying my first digger vlog. I'll post this on Sunday night, but I'll make sure I take plenty of time lapses, videos, take heaps of photos and post them all on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Now that I got the machine, I've got heaps of jobs lined up for it, January, February already. So yeah, I'll post stacks of content, and stay tuned to see this thing in action.